Have you ever wondered how the constant barrage of war news affects your mental health? In our world today, we're inundated with images and stories of conflict, be it through the television, the radio, or even our handheld devices. This ceaseless stream of traumatic news can have a profound impact on our mental health. The images we see can seep into our consciousness, becoming intrusive and causing anxiety and distress. This isn't just speculation, it's a warning from the American Psychological Association. They caution us that consuming violent and traumatic news can negatively affect our well-being, leading to symptoms of anxiety and mood disorders. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? But do not fret. There are ways to stay informed while protecting your mental health. So, how can you stay informed without compromising your mental health? A valid question in an era where news is at our fingertips, and it's all too easy to get swept up in the tidal wave of information. One key strategy is to limit your news intake and social media exposure. It's essential to stay updated, but constantly being bombarded with distressing images and stories can take a toll on your mental health. It's like having a balanced diet. You wouldn't eat junk food all day, every day, right? The same rule applies to news consumption. Now let's talk about setting boundaries, especially before bedtime. Just like how you wouldn't drink coffee before hitting the sack, consuming news can also keep your mind active when it should be winding down. Try setting a cutoff time for news consumption, perhaps an hour or two before bedtime. This gives your mind the space to relax and process the day's events. Remember, having a balanced perspective is vital. It's easy to let the news consume every waking moment, but it's important to step back and not let it overshadow the other aspects of life. Engage in activities that bring you joy and peace. Spend time with loved ones, dive into a good book, or take a walk in nature. In essence, it's about creating a healthy distance. It doesn't mean burying your head in the sand, but rather managing your exposure in a way that allows you to stay informed without feeling overwhelmed. Remember, it's all about balance. Stay informed, but do not let the news consume you. And what about our kids? How can we protect them from the psychological impact of war news? It's a question that many of us grapple with. News, after all, is a window to the world, a source of knowledge, and a tool for fostering informed citizens. But when the news is about war, it can become a source of distress. The key lies in explaining the situation to children in an age-appropriate way. It's important to remember that children aren't miniature adults. Their understanding of the world is different, and so is their ability to process information. So, when we talk about war, let's use words and concepts that they can understand. Let's reassure them. Let's remind them that they are safe. As parents, we are their trusted sources of information. We need to use this trust wisely by providing them with accurate information and by helping them navigate the sea of news that surrounds them. We need to teach them about trusted news sources and how to cross-check information. In an age of information overload, these skills are essential. But we also need to be vigilant. We need to watch for signs of anxiety in our children. Do they seem more worried than usual? Are they having trouble sleeping? Are they suddenly scared of things they weren't scared of before? If we notice such symptoms, we need to seek help. We need to ensure that our children's exposure to news doesn't interfere with their daily functioning. Keeping our children informed yet protected is a delicate but necessary balance to strike. We owe it to them to find this balance, to give them the tools they need to understand the world without letting the world weigh them down. So we've learned quite a bit today, haven't we? We've explored the significant impact that war news can have on our mental health, particularly when we're exposed to countless images, stories, and sounds of conflict. It's clear that while staying informed is crucial, we must balance our need for information with our need to protect our mental well-being. We've also discussed some practical solutions for setting boundaries around news consumption. Remember, it's important to limit our exposure, set specific times for news intake, and avoid consuming news before bedtime. This way, we can ensure that our minds have time to rest and recover from the day's events. We've also delved into the unique challenges that children face when confronted with distressing news. As adults, it's our responsibility to explain situations to them in an age-appropriate way, help them identify trusted sources of information, and pay attention to any signs of anxiety or mood disorders. In these tumultuous times, it's more important than ever to take care of our mental health and that of our loved ones. Let's continue to stay informed, but let's do so in a way that safeguards our mental peace and resilience. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe for more informative videos. Your mental health matters, and we're here to support you every step of the way.